Why are you listening?
Why are you different?
Why are you here?
Why are you connected?
Why are you inspired?
Why are you tuned in?
Why are you on CJRU?
The views expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of the Office of the Provincial Advocate for Children and Youth.
Hello everyone, it's Christina from YRU and you are listening live to YRU on CJRU 1280 AM and I will be your host today. And today is a special day. It's the 1-year anniversary of YRU. Partnered with the Office of the Provincial Advocate for Children and Youth, YRU is a youth-led, youth-produced project where youth create their own space to talk about things that matter to them, whether it be from social justice issues or community music and art. YRU works with the Scope at Ryerson to put together shows, record, and air them for everyone to listen to. For this year, YRU consisted of 2 groups, one in the first half and the other in the second half of the year. We ranged in age, came from diverse backgrounds, and had different skilled levels. Coming into the show, we weren't too familiar of radio, but after putting lots of effort together and on our own, we are now leaving the project as professional producers and hosts. This anniversary show is a pre-recorded / live show. I will be playing recordings from the second team. They talk about what their dream show is and what they have learned from YRU. The recording will then be followed by some discussion and music. And first up, we have Alfred.
Hey, it's Alfred from YRU on CJRU. So it's been a year I've been with YRU, and it's been great for me. I couldn't have asked for a better experience. Thanks to this program, I feel like I've grown a lot. When I first started the program, I was filled with so much ambition and potential, but YRU wasn't the only source of that energy. Right now, I'm in grade 10, and high school for me was this whole new start where I can better define who I am. In elementary, I was loud, chaotic, and annoying, and pretty random. Looking back, I'm not sure if I had an understanding of who I was or what anything was. Going into high school was a whole new field and game that was mine to control. I didn't like who I was, and this wasn't self-hatred. I just wanted to become someone who I know who I was on the inside and properly presented on the outside. In grade 9, I tried my best to meet as many people as possible through field trips, clubs, and talking. I've learned that I can switch from a social animal to the one kid in the corner. This allowed me to be outgoing and try new things, as well as a compassionate person who can't help but think what goes inside a person's life. As idealistic as it sounds, I have always believed that all life has value and a story to be told. Nowadays, I'm developing myself in my interests and what I'm good at. I've been told you're so young, you don't need to worry about things like going to college or university, but the problem is, I'm very indecisive and I need to do something different every day. Trying things allows me to get experience and understand what I can do. YRU helped me know what I can do and definitely what I can't do, as well as a new skill I can strongly value. I know now I have a lot of energy and I love creating new ideas and building them up to be something great, but I can't keep a deadline at all. Radio has so much to it that I love, and it's grown to be one of my new passions. So this is technically my first job, and it allowed me to understand what it's like to work in a group, contact peers professionally, and to learn and use new information. When I started with YRU, I came into the room with at least 30 new ideas, each different from the last. Working on shows, I now realize that I can't work on all of them, and some of them weren't as good. But I will work on shows that will blow your mind. I've grown to be more confident in my voice, and my ideas are unique and worth listening to. Now the only thing I have to say is thank you, YRU. This has been Alfred on YRU on CJRU, hoping to make more great shows for you. Bye!
Hi Alfred, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. I just want to say that I find that it's amazing that you decided to step out of your comfort zone and try new things, and if you didn't, we wouldn't have met. I remember every time we take the subway together, I'm hearing about all these potential opportunities you might pursue or some updates on some of the things you have been doing and, just exploring yourself and just seeing what you like and don't like. And I think that's super exciting and really awesome. So what can you tell me? What is your dream show?
Well, my dream show, as I'm still developing, and I wish to continue with YRU, I hope to make something that's both exciting and personal with myself that will be really great.
Awesome. And what is something that you will miss about YRU?
What I'll definitely miss is, of course, you, but also everyone on the team. I just love the friendly community that we created with YRU.
Awesome. And after YRU, what's next in store for the adventurous Alfred?
Well, since I'm in high school in grade 10, I might be continuing YRU for a little bit of a while. So once that's done, I might go into college or university if I do understand what I might go into.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Alfred.
No problem.
Great. And now we have Annika.
My dream show would be one where I give my opinions on the mayor of Toronto. I would love to interview the mayor and ask him all the questions I'm not supposed to ask him and tell him what I think, like what they do on CP24 every month where they interview the mayor, except this would be different because this interview would be raw, real, unedited, unforgiving, provocative, and interrogating. I'd start off by asking him if he identified himself as a radical or conservative, but I'd make sure to tell him what I thought he was before he answered. I'd tell him I thought he was a privileged Caucasian male who only did things to enhance himself or his image in the public eye. In other words, I thought he was conservative. He'd probably correct me and try to say somewhat how in his long, rambling, saying a lot without saying anything politician way that he would identify himself as in the middle between conservative and radical, and how he was a strong supporter of Toronto, which doesn't actually mean much, but something mayors love to say when faced with this kind of question. I would tell him that his critics wonder why he pretends Toronto has no money and that he must take trips to LA and other vacation destinations to pitch Toronto's TV and film industry, and ask him whether these trips were just excuses to go to LA, since Toronto is one of the wealthiest cities in Canada, and why do we need to be selling anything to raise money for it? We're not a financially deprived school that needs to be selling baked goods to buy textbooks. His critics would say that he's just doing the age-old conservative trick of convincing everyone that the city lacks funding so he can have reason to spend the time and resource to gain money for those who already have too much. I would then move on to the subject of public housing. I would ask him to give reason for why him and Andrea Horvath were walking through a desolate, deteriorating public house, hooing and hawing, and telling the press that something needs to be done, and then going home to sleep in their comfortable, luxurious houses. I'd inform the listeners that our now mayor was a very successful businessman in his past life, even being the president and CEO of Rogers Media. Why do we seem to want radical change but continually vote for guys like this one to run our city? I'd be asking listeners these rhetorical questions. At the end, I'd turn to him and say, "So, how's it feel to not always be able to call the shots?" Anyways, just an idea for a dream show. I'm interested in politics, as you can likely tell from this piece, and I'm going to major in political science next year at U of T. The best part of YRU this year was probably the ability to just talk about whatever we wanted and have ideas like the one above and the ability to share them on public radio. Now that's pretty awesome. One of my favorite moments from the past year was when I got the opportunity to interview Amanda Paris, who's the host of The Exhibitionist on CBC Television, the host of Marvin's Room on CBC 1 and 2, and the author of a weekly column for CBC Art, as well as a playwright. She had some insightful things to say about some of the issues I'm most interested in, like social justice, how change is made, and how to be the change you want to see in the world. I'm Annika, and this has been my segment for YRU's anniversary show of 1 year on the air.
Hi, Annika. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. I just want to let the audience know that Annika has been a part of both groups at YRU, and she has been great in helping us transition into learning all about radio. And I just have a question. So is this the type of show you would consistently do with every mayor that is in office?
No, definitely not. Like, the mayor that's currently in office, we don't necessarily see eye to eye on, but I'm sure if there's another mayor who came in that I wouldn't be so raw in my questions.
Awesome. And what is something you will miss about YRU?
I'll probably just miss, like, the community because, you know, it's fun to do radio and all, but it's a little bit of a solitary activity, but I really like the weekly meetings, and we got to kind of collaborate and socialize, so that was great. Yeah,
awesome. It definitely is fun. Now, Annika is also a singer and a songwriter, and here's a song called Ba-da-da-da by Annika and her friend Dante.
Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Sitting on the curb, ba-da-da-da, thinking about the world, ba-da-da-da, wondering when my next ride would come, ba-da-da-da, wondering when my next time would come, ba-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Backpack on my back, backpack on my back, sleeping on the fact that my life is an act on my back. Ba-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Meet me at that place, ba-da-da-da. You know, the abandoned army base, breathing in lingering rays. You couldn't get that taste away. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Now my ride has come. Now my time has come to say what I want to say before anyone takes it away. Before anyone takes it away.
Welcome back, everyone, and that was Ba-da-da-da by Annika and her friend Danae. And now we will have Mary Lou.
Hey everyone, my name is Mary Lou. My dream show would be a show that expands on the stories of people who experience different defining events, such as things like disability, suicide, terminal illness, immigration, car accidents, depression, or people who work in different fields of careers that we don't necessarily hear a lot about. Paramedics, custodians, bus drivers. When I watch CP24 and little tidbits of information scroll through the bottom of the screen, I often find myself wanting to know more about the people that are being mentioned in these bits of news. Who was the 13-year-old girl that decided to take her life in Northern Ontario? Who was that 22-year-old man that got shot in Scarborough? What were their dreams? Who did they leave behind? When I hear a great story or I watch a great story, I find that so much relatableness can be found in a person's deeper story. A lot of the time, we resort to specific defining words as a way to shed light on who a person is. Sometimes it's their career, their age, their ethnicity, their abilities, their disabilities, their illnesses, their reasons for incarceration. Waitress, nurse, millennial, Filipino, athlete, parent, alcoholic. No one is ever just one word. Every single person has had to overcome obstacles and challenges in their past in order to become who they are today. Some people have had to work hard day after day just to make ends meet. Some people stumble upon ridiculous amounts of luck and good fortune. And some people experience bad luck and even worse timing. I love hearing about the events that shaped a person to be who they are and the memories that they hold close to them. I love hearing about the reasons why a person felt that they couldn't keep going, and the reasons that made them realize that they could overcome that feeling, that they could bounce back from their failures and create their own form of success. My favorite part of a story is hearing about who a person was before they created their own success. I find them to be real and genuine, so my dream show would incorporate that type of storytelling.
Hi, Mary Lou. How are you?
I'm good, Christina. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I find your show really interesting because we tend to look at people's experiences or misfortunes on the broader scale. Like, what are the systemic factors that are making this happen? And while experiences are really so complex and interconnected, so it's really hard to pinpoint what it is. But seeing things at the grassroots level, personal level, can really provide a lot of insight, and it's relatable. Absolutely. So where would your dream show take place?
My dream show would take place here in Toronto because of exactly the reasons that you said. I think that there's such a broad variety of people that live in the city. There's working class people, there's rich people. You know, everybody has a different story, and I think that every story deserves to be told.
Absolutely. And how would you go about finding these people?
I think that I would go about just finding these people on the subway. When I take the bus, I notice there's so many different people and they're all doing really interesting things, and it kind of makes you wonder, like, where did this person come from? Why do they look so tired? Or why do they look so nervous or anxious? They're probably going to have this really big life-changing event happen to them or something like that. So I'd probably talk to people while they're in transit, maybe.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And you'd be surprised at what people would share to a stranger. And just shifting gears here, what is something you will miss from being part of YRU?
I'm definitely going to miss everybody. I really liked coming in and just seeing the same faces all the time every week. Everyone's really friendly, and we have this really great, like, tight circle, and everyone's just so supportive of each other. So I'm definitely going to miss that a lot.
Awesome. And what will you take away from the experience?
I think that from the experience, I'm going to take away that when making anything, that not everything has to be perfect. When I was editing a show, it was actually super, super stressful, and I kept, like, talking myself out of things, or, like, just getting stressed out because things didn't sound exactly the way I wanted it to. And I wasn't even really that proud of the other show that I made, but then it turned out pretty well, I think, and I just had to trust myself and not focus on every little thing. So I'm going to take that away, that I just have to focus on, like, the bigger picture and not get too stuck on the small details.
Yeah, absolutely. Your shows are amazing. All right, thank you, Mary Lou.
Thanks.
And now we will have Anju.
Hi there, my name is Anju Wells. I've been a part of YRU for 7 months now. When I came to YRU, I knew nothing about radio broadcasting. Actually, this is how it actually went about. I got an email from someone about this program, and basically I saw that you were on the radio, and I was like, yo, that's cool. I want to be on the radio. I was like, this looks pretty serious. And then, I was talking about, like, if you're interested in music, politics, and all these stuff, and I was like, hey, I love to talk, so why not go on the radio talking about these stuff? Coming in, I had, like, knowledge about it because I worked with previous companies that taught me a lot of stuff about camera editing, voice editing, video editing. They brought us in the studio. Michael, he showed us out a couple of stuff. And then I was like, so, like, when do we produce our shows? But beyond that, I missed like 3 meetings, came back. They're like, yeah, you guys are going to start producing your shows now. What's your idea? So I was like, yeah, someone's going to listen to my show. I was like, what should my first idea be? I was thinking. I was like, all right, I got it. I'm going to do a topic on washrooms. I pulled out my notes. I was like, all right, time to write. I don't know what I'm going to write, but let's wing it. I wrote it. I was like, I'm set. Took me like 15 minutes. To be honest, I don't have a long time to make a script. If you tell me to make a script, I can make it like that. I recorded it. We recorded about like 6-7 times. Yeah. It was fun, I made a new friend. She was nice. I was like, all right, let's continue recording. I recorded it. Came together. I was like, yeah, I don't really have a half an hour worth of a show, but like, I kind of need some help. So, everyone was, like, so nice. They're like, yeah, we'll do a segment. And I was like, what? Everyone's, like, so supportive. I was like, all right. So I'm editing there. I go home. I'm editing. I'm like, yo, this is fun. I was like, let's throw in some music there. I'm getting creative now, making my intro. It was hella fun. Yeah, I produced the show, and it was fun. To be honest, coming into here, I never expected it to be like this. I thought the show was already going to exist. There were just going to be someone with like a paper behind a screen asking us questions, us there at the microphone trying to answer it, rushing a live show and all. But I enjoyed my experience here. Throughout that, I did a couple more interviews. My first interview was actually with a group called EMG. Basically how I did my interviews. I just have conversations. I asked them, how's your day going? So what's your background? How's life? So yeah, I did a couple more interviews after that. I even got to go to a award show, which was hella fun. I got to interview on like a red carpet, which was like so cool. How many people could say that they went to an award show and got to go backstage? I went on the stage. Thank you to EMG, They brought me out on stage with them while they were performing, which was so fun. I got to meet a couple of artists that I want to meet. I really enjoyed my experience here at the radio station. I learned a lot. I met a lot of new friends. And I think this is a great program for a lot of youths to get involved with. even if you're not interested in doing like any type of media production or journalism in your background, it's still fun to have on your resume and to get experience from.
Hello, Anju. How are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing great, thank you. I just want to say like how cool it is that you got a chance to be part of an award show. I certainly can't say that I've been part of it. And I also really liked how you said that even though you might not be interested in media production, give it a try. And you know what? Coming to YRU, I actually never thought about doing anything related to radio. And I'm exposed to this radio world, and I'm loving it. So what is your dream radio show?
My dream radio show is to be interviewed, to be honest. I don't think that answers the question. But yeah, I would love to be interviewed one day. But I'm kind of being interviewed right now. So I guess this is my dream radio interview. But if I were to do one with like an actual person, my dream interview would be with Chris Brown. I'm really interested in like his lifestyle, what he's about, his music, and I love his personality. So he would definitely be on my list to interview.
That's really interesting. And what is your dream career?
My dream career is to do something in media production now that I've been exposed to it. So yeah, I would love to do a lot with it, not only in the radio, but probably on screen, acting, producing movies, and so forth. So yeah, I really love media production now. So for sure, I'll do something in that.
That's really awesome. And what is something that you will miss about YRU?
To be honest, I'll miss a lot about YRU. I have a list, actually. I'm going to miss the YRU staff. They are so fun. They actually really make my day. They're, like, the most interesting people here. And, like, the people that are within this program, like, even if you're sad, like, they'll make you happy. You can't stay upset, like, forever. You know, they have such great personalities. I've met so many other friends. And, you know, I really had a blast with them. And here at the radio station, you know, the staff is really fun here. You know, shout out to Michael. You know, he helped me a lot on editing my shows and taught me how to use Audacity properly. And Jackie for her pointers and for what she did. So it was really fun.
Awesome. Thank you, Anju. And so one of the local artists that Anju interviewed is Alyssia Mariah, and she's a rising star. And here's one of her songs called A Million Ways.
It took so long to let go, only time to set me free. It was you I needed most to overcome my sanity. There's a million stars up in the sky, a million grains of sand in time, a million ways by which is right. 'Cause there's just one way to make this perfect. There's a million thoughts running through my mind, and a million words for just one line. So tell me how to make you mine. 'Cause there's just one way to make this perfect.
that was the song A Million Ways by Alyssia Mariah, interviewed by Jules. And next up is Dante.
My experience on YRU was honestly interesting. Working with new people and people from the recent group and all the different ideas for shows and whatnot was really interesting. Just being a part of a group with a creative mindset is really intriguing, I can say. Overall, I have nothing but positive things to say about my experience here on YRU. This journey on YRU has honestly brought positive vibes. There hasn't been one week where the vibe was dead or negative. Other than the first week where you don't really know anyone and you kind of have that iffy feeling. But over time, I can say we built a strong relationship here on YRU. Things I really liked about being a part of YRU is being able to record on a mic. But also being able to do shows and listen to other people's shows and get somewhat inspiration from their shows to put towards my show. That was interesting. Other than the amazing food every week, just being able to use my creative mindset to do a segment or a show is really fun. A power I would say I have about being on this show is that there are a lot of people who don't have the confidence level to come up on a radio broadcast and just speak about a certain topic that they feel strongly about. And there's another large group of youth who don't really have the voice for their generation and they don't have the mindset or they're not in the right place to talk about a current issue or issues that are affecting them on a daily basis. So being someone who can advocate for those youth and understand where they come from, it makes it more easier for me to be the voice. You can also say it's up to us as a group to be the voice for our generation and the ones who can't necessarily speak for themselves or on their behalf. Also, a big thing for me is as a music artist, I love being on the mic or just being in the studio. So those are some things that, I liked about being on YRU. And my experience here on YRU was just honestly amazing.
And that was Dante. So I really liked how comfortable Dante is with the mic and being in the studio. It gives someone new like me a sense of comfort that everything is going to be okay. We're in good hands. And it's great that he knows he has the skill and he's using it to be the voice of the younger generation, especially through music. And this group has a strong connection to music, and great people like Dante are showing how music can be a form of expression. Now, Dante is also a music artist, and here is one of his songs called Just Me.
In the last world, where life means as much as a diamond pearl. If money can't buy it, it don't matter in this world. Material only lasts for a short time. When it's up, it's at the end of the world. I see how life goes, I see how you roll. Let me let you know, when they turn on you, be sure to hold down your own. Don't let go. I have no heart, just full of pain, but my heart is full of gold. That's so true. I know that you know you can't do it on your own. So let's go. Let's make a plan. No more going with the flow. Life's go. Everybody just like a whore. I'd rather stack money, hate sleeping with the chrome. I remember conversations with my brother.
And that wraps up the YRU 1 year anniversary show. Keep checking in on our Facebook account as we will be airing more shows in the summer. And you are listening to YRU on CGRU 1280 AM. Have a wonderful day.